bring it up for Ohio State.
You've waited all day for this.
Don't let that team stand in the way. He's going to take it to the house. 85 yards. Down the right side going Devin Smith. Got it at the 5 and into the end zone. Touchdown.
The one show that's nothing but the Buckeyes.
Oh, Brad Rucker for the touchdown. Kraft shoots it high on the right for 3.
This is the Buckeye Show.
All right, here we go on a nice little Monday episode of the Buckeye Show. We are, of course, brought to you by our friends at CareSource and also by our good friends at Coors Light. I know as I see the logo, if you watch here on YouTube TV, I don't know why I said YouTube TV. If you watch, that'd be cool, right?
I think that's impossible, but you know what? Why not?
We're going there, Bodie. We're just going to get our own cable channel, and we'll be nationwide on YouTube TV. But no, the Fan has a YouTube channel, so you can listen on the radio. If you get home in the middle of the show, take over the big screen. You can see what we got going on in the studio. We got our Coors Light logo behind me on the screen, and they are all basketball ready. Like, this is their time. This is your time. It's March Madness, baby. We are here. I need that theme with that guitar slide. Oh, yeah. It is so great, even though, see, this is where the positive me tries to shine through. Because here we are, starting a show called The Buckeye Show, and you got the host, you got the guy trying to act all excited for the tournament. But you know what? I stand by it. I stand behind it. We cannot let Ohio State not being involved in this event take away from how great the event is. I know right here in the immediacy of it, we're less than 24 hours removed from watching the selections come out. It was literally 24 hours ago, last night at 6 o'clock. And then 20 minutes later, we found out when the field was done being unveiled, no Buckeyes in it. And as Bodie said in his top of the hour update, it was close. It was close. And some ridiculous things there on the bubble line. Yes, of course. But I'll stay with what I've always said. In a event that gets this many teams in, bubble line teams, it's not like when we were having 2 teams play for a national championship in college football, and then nobody else was even considered if we had a great 3rd team that year or 4th team. Too bad, so sad. You play your bowl game, maybe try to claim a national championship, but you didn't even get invited to the game. Even with the 4-team playoff, there could be a 5th team. I think Ohio State proved that this year in a 12-team format, how they were a little bit down there, but they deserve to be fighting for a championship. With the NCAA tournament, if we're on the edge of that line, there's a real good chance you don't have any business being in the field. Sure, we've seen a play-in team make a run to the Final Four, but guess what? If they didn't get in the field in the first place and never made that run, nobody in the history of the world would ever care. If VCU's run was never a thing, would anyone have really lost sleep over that? No. So what they did with North Carolina and getting them in is utterly ridiculous. Let's just acknowledge how stupid and how ridiculous that was. I'm not going to be complaining about it. I'm not going to be making any case as if, Ohio State definitely had to be in there. They got completely jobbed. Lose less games, win more games. And that's really going to be it. I do agree with the ideology for Ohio State going forward that you schedule tough all the time. When in doubt, just schedule tough, because those metrics actually put them very, very close to it while being a 15-loss basketball team. So I think that should prove to you, schedule tough, and then you at least have those opportunities to get the wins like you got against Texas. I love stealing the win night 1 of the college basketball season. That's another thing I am a full proponent of. If you can get a big neutral site game against a team that's likely going to stay or hover around top 25, Texas got in the field. They were right at the end of it, too. Maybe they shouldn't have, but again, I don't really care. Jimmy cracked corn. They got in. They're a playing team. Buckeyes, not lucky enough they didn't do it, but schedule tough. Win more games on your home court. That's going to be a thing that they do. And, there's going to be roster construction. That's going to be a really, really big thing for Buckeye basketball. But, Bodie, by the way, happy St. Patrick's Day. I know this has got to be a big day for a Notre Dame Fighting Irish fan. It's too bad you're not in the tournament either, because talk about a great time to be an Irish fan. You're celebrating conference tournaments. You got St. Patrick's Day right in the middle, big drinking day, big basketball day, and then follow your team's path. But it's been how many years for you guys, too?
3.
3, same as the Buckeyes.
But only
then.
1 out of the last 8, I think it is. I'll always remember in that last one we were in, when we beat Rutgers down in Dayton in the first 4, the game went to double overtime, and it had just flipped to midnight, and we won on a buzzer beater. And
you
Mike
went to that
Bray,
game with your mom,
I was
right?
There. Yep, it was awesome.
Oh,
Great,
man.
Environment. And right as the game flipped to, we won it at the end of double overtime, right as the clock
St.
struck
Patrick's Day.
midnight.
Let's
and
go.
Mike Bray went on there. He's like, the Irish can't
Let's
lose
go.
on St. Patty's Day.
Drinks on me.
I miss Mike Bray, Tim. Just like Buckeye fans probably miss Thad Matta.
Well, you may as well stop. I mean,
are we making the tournament? It was how high of a seed are we going to get in the tournament?
Here's the thing, too. We're seeing a lot of videos and a lot of, and I even posted one because I saw some Buckeye account post a video, which was kind of a nice touch because Greg Gumbel passed away, and they started the selection show with a nice little tribute to the late, great Greg Gumbel, and they all had some very nice things to say, and that one was touching. For someone that like me that grew up ever since I was a kid, really looking forward to Selection Sunday. I was single-digit age, and I was all in on Selection Show. And just the Sunday, forget about getting to Thursday and Friday when the basketball started. I wanted to just see the brackets revealed. And then I was the kid in elementary school and in middle school that went and collected $5 bills from my buddy and ran the bracket pools manually. That was me doing that for all my buddies. So that was a nice touch. But someone posted Greg Gumbel opening up the show in 2011.
I saw that.
In Ohio State, the number one overall seed in the East region.
Without doubt, basically.
Without a doubt.
I don't think he said without doubt.
He
but
basically did.
Like we all knew it.
32-win team. 32-win team going into the tournament. And they lost to Kentucky that year, but that was a 3-year stretch because they made the Final Four after, and then they went to the Elite Eight and got bounced by Wichita State in a wild game. And that was really the last run from Thad. And what kind of blew me away is that you've got to go back to 2013, the last time the Buckeyes won a Big Ten tournament championship. And you got to go back to 2012, the last time the Buckeyes won a regular season championship. And same goes for 2013. That's how far you have to go back the last time they made at least a Sweet 16. And I'm looking through, because the Buckeyes are a historical program. Let's not get it wrong. A historical program. And even in the 90s, under Randy Ayers into Jim O'Brien, they went from, 92 to 99. That was it. And they missed tournaments there, but regional final in 92. And, of course, you made the Final Four in 99. I don't care if it's vacated, but you were there. Even in the 70s, 1971, regional final. 1980, a regional semifinal. That's not that long of a gap. Nowhere in Buckeye basketball history has there been this long of a gap between making Sweet 16 appearances. It is something that needs to be done. And 3 years removed now, in the next segment, you'll get to hear Jake Diebler's full thoughts. If you haven't heard, moving around, driving around today, maybe you don't care about what would have been next. I've seen some opinions out there. How could the Buckeyes decline a postseason tournament? I'm actually for it this time. It's different for me from last year when Jake Diebler took over a season that was going nowhere and created some positivity, and you could understand playing to see what kind of chemistry you could get if you could have won that NIT title. That would have been a big thing. Now, first full year with your staff together, you really got to figure out this portal, and you got to figure out this roster construction going up. I don't think there's any need to play in some brand new silly thing, the crown for college basketball, the college basketball crown. Have you seen how many under 500 teams? I mean, you've got 3-17 conference record Colorado in this event. A 20-loss basketball team.
Didn't they finish dead last in the Big 12?
Yes.
Regular season standings.
Yes.
I know they won a game or two there in the conference tournament.
Thad's Butler Bulldogs, who are a 19-loss team. Holtman's DePaul Blue Demons, a 19-loss team.
Now, is that because other teams like Ohio State are declining, and so they're going...
Bit.
Okay.
A little bit. Indiana's not in it. So you got Nebraska and USC are the two in it for the college basketball crown, which is the new Fox event to take place March 31 to April 6 in Vegas. It'll be on Fox and FS1. Features teams across the following 7 leagues: Big 12, Big East, Big 10. Those are the mains: West Coast Conference, Mountain West, A10, and American Athletic Conference. But as I said, we will get to hear from Jake Diebler from the radio show today on why they chose not to do this. You guys have the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
We're the highest rated sports radio station in America. There's no joke there. We just are. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
2 hours ago, Kyle arrived at the bar.
Hey, what's everyone drinking?
30 minutes ago, Kyle got his friends another round of drinks.
Cheers.
5 minutes ago, Kyle decided to drive home drunk. A minute ago, a law enforcement officer pulled up behind Kyle.
Sir, have you been drinking tonight?
A chain of events that began 2 hours ago is about to change Kyle's whole world. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
This is Pause Before You Play, and it's time for more game day picks from local sports fans. You're on the air. Who you got?
Actually, I'm not betting, just chilling and watching the game.
I know that move. A pause. Sounds like you've got a winning strategy.
Exactly. After I set limits and recognized the risk, I knew it was time to stop.
Now that is responsible betting, folks. Sports are fast. Betting shouldn't be. Make a plan at pausebeforeyouplay.org. That's pausebeforeyouplay.org.
Buckeye Nation, join us on April 13th at the 2025 Ohio State Four-Mother, presented by Union Home Mortgage, the Ohio Beef Council, and Raising Cane's. This is your chance to run down the tunnel and finish on the 50-yard line at Ohio Stadium. A portion of the proceeds benefit the Buckeye Cruise for Cancer. This is something you won't want to miss. Register today at ohiostatefourmiler.com. Go Bucks!
Health insurance companies are expected to carry health benefits, but CareSource does so much more. We look beyond doctors' offices and hospitals to see the challenges that face our members. Then we help them achieve not just better health, but better lives. Along with great benefits, we also help our members find stable jobs, housing, childcare, and rides so they can find greater independence. At CareSource, we're removing barriers, we're improving lives, we're reimagining healthcare.
I hope you're ready for all the Jackets talk you can handle. Join us Wednesday night at 7 for the Inside Edge.
Sponsored by Visit Central Florida. Discover the real Florida magic at visitcentralflorida.com.
The Fan.
Come on over to Heartland and join our family.
Now, community banking is the lifeblood of the American financial system. Building strong, lasting relationships, we're just better able to help guide you down life's road. Flexibility is paramount to success. Community banking is alive and well in the Heartland. I'm Scott McComb. Come on over to Heartland, where banking really feels good.
Where banking feels good. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey, Ohio State fan, are you ready for game day? Get hyped and get your crew going with the Buckeye Meal at BK. For $20, you'll get 1 juicy flame grilled Whopper sandwich, 1 original chicken sandwich, 2 mouthwatering cheeseburgers, 3 crispy golden small fries, and 3 refreshing small drinks. Grab your $20 Buckeye Meal today and share the taste of victory. At BK, have it your way. You rule. Limited time only at participating Ohio area restaurants. Tax extra. BK is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Looking for a very special way to commemorate the 9th National Championship in Ohio State football history? Then check out the beautiful Ohio State timepieces at OxiaTime.com. Oxia has created a series of heirloom quality designs to celebrate the Buckeyes, including the limited edition Ryan Day autograph box sets. Equally impressive to the quality of their products is the quality of the people behind these watches. Go to OxiaTime.com to learn more on their backstory and claim your piece of Ohio State history. That's AXIATime.com.
Add some spice to your pizza night with Donato's new Smoky Hot Honey Pizza and Smoky Hot Honey Chicken Sub. Bringing hardwood smoked bacon, wood-fired chipotle seasoning, and Mike's Hot Honey together for savory, smoky, sweet heat perfection. Now get $4 off a large Smoky Hot Honey Pizza using promo code SMOKY. More toppings, more flavor, more fun. Donato's. Gotta love more.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Blue skies, light winds, and a perfect finish on this Monday. Temperatures right around 50. Overnight, we're down to the mid-30s with fair skies and light winds. Plenty of sunshine and even warmer on Tuesday afternoon, up to near 70 degrees. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
Just counting down the days to March Madness. Back to the Buckeye Show.
Oh! That's a well-timed rejoin, which we have no control, no bearing over. We're one day. Do we like to say one day, or do you like to hold it for Thursday? I get the first four in Dayton.
Yeah, I'm more of a Thursday.
Okay, we agree.
I'll be watching tomorrow night. So if you're saying like we're one day away, I disagree, but I can get on board at the same time.
We're soulmates then, because I would hold true with Thursday. Thursday's really when the tournament begins, the madness begins. It's really first four in Dayton. I love it. I love how they have it every year. You get the 16 seeds, and then you get some really dramatic high major squads that barely made the field, and they're close in talent level, so that creates for some good ball as well. I like it. But Thursday and Friday are the two best days of the entire year in college basketball. Before I go on, and we hear from Jake Diebler, I got to tell you about my friends at Tri-State Men's Health and my man Ed. You don't want to see Ed. I'm talking about ED, erectile dysfunction. If you see him, he can cause some issues. He can cause major relationship issues. And you don't want to put something away that could affect your love life with your partner. You don't want to put that on the back burner when you don't have to. Don't let ED be a relationship destroyer. Don't let it cause depression, distancing, conflicts, even breakups or divorce. Why do that? Just see our guys at Tri-State Men's Health. Go on the website at tristatemenshealth.com. They got two lovely locations right here in Central Ohio. They're easy to get to, Westerville and right there in Hilliard. You can get that first appointment for just $99, the medical consult, the TMPSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose in the office. If it doesn't work there, well, then that visit is free. So no worries. They've got an expert staff, and if you're like a lot of men, you could be doing it the day after your appointment. And then you could be watching all the college basketball under the sun. And then back to that, college basketball, and then back to that, then back to college basketball, just flip-flopping back and forth with no ED. It'll be perfect. It'll be great for everybody. TriStateMen'sHealth.com. All right. By the way, the plug sheet is out. Got some fun things coming up tomorrow on The Fan. We've got some Jackets talk. Hopefully the guys get it done. Coverage coming up at 6:30. Home game against the Devils. They've lost 2 straight home games, 4-0. The Hyphenator, Jean-Luc Grandpierre with the Morning Juice guys at 7:17. So that's going to be great. Hopefully talking about a big Jackets victory. And, hey, why come they're not playing in this thing? Tuesdays with Taberry. Dom Taberry with our friends from Bishop and Friends at 10:30, and more Pizza Madness on Man and Bone. The Final Four at 3 o'clock tomorrow. All right, so before we go on to football, Buckeyes basketball season is done, not playing in this newfound glory, the college basketball crown. They're done. This one's a little bit longer, so indulge me, but a lot of thoughts here. Your head coach on why they chose to have the season end and decline the bid from the radio show earlier today.
Really, really hard decision because, you know, the competitor in me and the competitiveness of this team and this program, you know, certainly wants to play and wants to keep playing. And if there's a championship to be won, wants to go make a run at it. But, you know, we had some time since Wednesday night to kind of evaluate, right, what the future could hold, knowing we knew at minimum we had the crown opportunity. And listen, we saw last night, you know, we were very much right there for the NCAA tournament. So the biggest thing I think for us is, you know, we've been playing in big time meaningful games for a significant stretch, and our guys have poured everything they had into it. And we got some guys who, you know, quite honestly, you know, they're banged up. They're dealing with some injuries and just some overall kind of totality of the season of what we asked a couple guys to do. And, you know, we still got some guys sick right now. Like it's been a lot, and we just felt like, you know, right now certainly the timing of the crown's not ideal. I mean, if we're going to have an open, we can be open and direct about that too. But it was more about just everything else we've had going on physically and what we've done to get through this year, that we felt like the best thing right now for this group was to turn that down. Now, getting into the Crown, I think I love the idea of it, right? I think it's great what they're trying to do. The timing's tough because it starts, after the portal opens. And we explored even not going to the Crown and trying to get into the NIT as a potential option, maybe a third option if NCAA tournament Crown. And because of the deal, the Big Ten has and things, that wasn't an option for us. It was Crown or nothing. We couldn't do NIT this year because we were the highest rated net team in the league, which was, essentially that was the agreement with the Crown and the Big Ten. So those were our two options, NCAA tournament or Crown. And we just, again, that's why we aren't playing.
Wow. And I don't say this on Ohio State's side at all. I think this was the smart decision. I think this is the right decision for those at Ohio State. I think this is asinine, and this is a complete joke for college basketball. That you've got your highest rated team and you've got a plethora of way under 500 teams filling out this event. I'll be curious to see how long this lasts. Nothing about it makes any sense to me. He said about the transfer portal, that is thing one. You are in a spot right now where we've all talked about some of these streaks and not the good ones for Ohio State basketball. And you're seeing coaches out there take over new jobs. And Jake knows this. He was trying to do this here. It's his first time doing this as a full-time head basketball coach. Pat Kelsey's been a head coach. Dusty May's been a head coach, but still, they elevate in their jobs and they're instantly in the big dance. People take notice of that. Jake knows he wants to do that too. And this next year, that's what everything is going to be pointing to. This event starts in a full week after the transfer portal opens. An entire week after the portal opens. And as he said, you can't play in the NIT because the deal is you got to go to that Crown or else you do nothing. So in that regard, they chose nothing, and I think they got to get ahead on what's next for next season. So I don't know if this thing is going to last. The Crown, the college basketball Crown, we'll see. A little thing called we'll see. Will we be exhausted? Will we have seen too much basketball between the NCAA tournament, a little bit of NIT? Then by the time that gets there, we will see. But the other thing that comes screaming in this time of year, and it's pretty cool because of what the Buckeye football team just accomplished, there is a different sort of vibe. There's a different mood. People were talking about how Ryan Day looked, how he felt out there, a little more loose. Spring football is completely different because of how deep the run was. Everybody's wearing Guardian caps out there. I don't know if this was some new thing that they mandated. Maybe they talked about it out there, but it seemed like Julian Sayin was just standing around a group of Guardian cap guys. And hey, fine. Whatever keeps you safer, whatever keeps you healthier throughout the season, that's great. But a lot of things being talked about by Ryan Day, including the evaluation of the quarterbacks today.
Yeah, I mean, I'm never happy coming out of the first day, so... And it's funny, I actually had a chance to go and visit some different schools with my son, and I didn't watch any practices. I just kind of took myself out of those situations and let my son do it. But after talking to the coaches, like after day 2 or day 3, I'm like, you feel like you're not going to win a game, right? Is that typically how it goes the first 2 or 3 days of practice? Like, thank God you told me that, because I just literally walked off the field thinking we will not win a game all season. So the first few days of spring practice are always brutal when it comes to that, especially with quarterbacks, because that's what I'm always watching. But no, it wasn't that bad. It was good. It was just mostly on air today. We just wanted to get guys moving. We didn't do a lot of what we call variable work where we're going against somebody else. It was mostly just, kind of get moving, just teach the young guys how to go, and then we'll get going on Wednesday on decision making. But they're all talented. The ball comes out of their hand well. They're all good athletes. So a lot to be determined.
I love it. He's laughing. He's talking about how, I don't know if we're going to win a game all season, right? And it doesn't seem to bother him in the slightest. And we know that that's sarcastic, and we know that he's joking, but you deserve to be in a much, much better mood because of what just happened. The other thing, too, that is really cool is you got to be a fan when former players, and they deserve opportunities, and they want to be around your program. You want to have them be around your program. And to have a guy like Nate Ebner, who built himself up while never being, the biggest, fastest, strongest guy on the football field, but just a heck of an athlete, a dual sport guy, playing for the United States National Rugby Sevens teams, being an Olympian, like just a dude that's won Super Bowls with the Patriots. So Matt Patricia with the in there, and Nate Ebner now at his first spring practice as he joins the Buckeye staff as a quality control coach. Day talking about Ebner.
Well, he brings credibility, first off. This is a guy who was really self-made, as you know, and turned out to have a great career in the NFL and was a big part of special teams. So, he can have an impact on the safety room. He can have an impact on special teams, and somebody that's now trying to make the transition from being a player to coach. So great to have him around.
Yeah, awesome. And just looking back at his history, was actually drafted. I wasn't sure if he was drafted, but credit to him, everything he did from Hilliard-Davidson. Shout out to the Westside Hilliard boys. And then a 6th-round pick, 197th overall. But we'll have a lot more to talk about tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. We'll be right here for Buckeye Roundtable. A lot coming up. More football, more men's basketball, women's basketball conversation as well. But Jackets, go get them. Download anything you missed on the Buckeye Show podcast. Jackets, Devils, next on The Fan.
No matter what you love about March Hoops, it's always mad, but we're always rooting for our Buckeyes. When you embrace a chill mindset, it's a good time to crack open a Coors Light and choose chill all tournament long. Join the ESPN Tournament Challenge presented by Coors Light for a chance to win cash, prizes, and even a flyaway trip to a mountain retreat. Just submit a photo of your broken bracket at CoorsLight.com/March Hoops. Coors Light, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. 21 means 21. Celebrate responsibly.
Getting cold feet? Call Care Heating and Cooling and we'll fix your furnace fast. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Skyline is celebrating St. Patty's Day for 2 days this year. Come enjoy your favorite 3, 4, or 5 wave with green noodles, March 16th and 17th only. The only place to get your green ways